I'm Aaron Balone and I'm here at Northern Sound System in Elizabeth. This year's Pick Plus has given our students the opportunity to work with their areas of passion. Our collaboration with Northern Sound System has given our students the opportunity to work with 3D modelling, social media broadcasting and music video production. Let's go check it out. Hello, today in the studio, I am joined here by three of the key players in the Soundstream program. They are Ben Smith from Northern Sound System, Freddie from Playford International College, and the head of Special Interest Music, Jenna Miltonoff from Playford International College. Thank you for joining me for this interview. Ms. Miltonoff, can you talk about how the collaboration between PIC and NSS began?
So back in 2017, I think it was working with one of our bands, and we were just having the best time jamming, and we did a piece called Flip Fantasia, which was kind of a hip hop funk hybrid, and we really wanted to record it. And so we got in touch with NSS and so like, can we come to the studio and do a recording? So we came over and we just made it happen. And then last year I got in touch with Ben and Evan and Lisa from NSS, who we realised that there was all these other programs that were kind of happening with the school, and we wanted to kind of consolidate it all into a bit of a partnership. And so from there, we've had the sound stream, the visual effects stream, and broadcasting streams happen this year, which have been absolutely amazing.
Freddie, what are some of the key learnings about production techniques that you took away from the experience?
We had the hands-on experience of like miking up drums. I think we like moved amps and stuff, right? And then we went behind the scenes into like the studio, and we like focused on EQ on like the guitars and all that, and compression. So it was just very like in-depth, very interesting.
Ben, how have you found working with PIC students this year?
Really fun. PIC students are super proficient. Like your music program is, I would say, far superior than any other school that we've worked with. And that's no disrespect to any other school, but your players have just seemed to all be able to do what they need to do, you know? And so that makes working with them, especially in a recording setting, like a bunch easier. You're not having to do 1,000 bass takes just to get the bass part. It's like, you can walk in and just do the thing. So as far as working with them, artistically, it's been really smooth. But then on the other side of the coin, like working with them and getting to know them and connecting with them and finding out what they care about musically and what they're interested in has been so exciting.
What did you learn about yourself as a vocal artist throughout this process?
I got to like put myself into it and then like birth it. So it was like, it's mine, you know? Again, I got to like just be myself in the studio and like really connect with the song to get like how I wanted it to be in like my way, you know what I mean?
Can you talk about some of the outcomes that have occurred from this collaboration?
Delving in really deep this year with a 10-week program, we ended up with 2 amazing tracks, and just it was great for me because I really got to step back and just seeing how Ben and Will worked with the students as well. It was a facilitating kind of empowering experience, and I loved every second of it.
What are some of the key highlights that you have identified throughout the Soundstream program?
Look, it was all highlights really. I think day one, we just sort of started by like, what are you interested in? And just like hearing, honestly, like I sort of said before, like hearing the breadth of interest was a highlight. It was just like, whoa, cool, everyone here is different. Another highlight was like watching people hear sound and what's possible in the studio. So like how you can manipulate something by just adding reverb or changing a mic position or, just simple things that I remember I got really excited about when I first started audio production or just being a musician in a studio, but then watching that on young people's faces going like, whoa, you can do that? Like, that's really fun. And I think just getting to connect with our community more. Like, we're here, like Northern Sound System is here, Elizabeth Shopping Centre's here, Playford International College is there, and it's like, it's dumb we don't talk a lot. And I think this connecting, like, the dots over the last few years and like strengthening those bonds has been like so valuable, and I've seen students coming that I didn't know before that have done the 10-week programs that come and have started engage with our programs. And it's just like, yes, we're a community centre. You're our community. You're here. We're doing it. Yeah, so I think that's super cool too.
Freddie, can you comment on the difference between performing live compared to doing a studio recording?
it's a whole different like ball game. Like performing live, there's a whole bunch of like adrenaline. Like you don't think, it's just go go go. Like you're out on stage, there's no thoughts, just do. Yeah, just performing, and you like there's a lot more like leeway into like doing stuff when it is live. Like you just kind of go for it. Doesn't matter like how it sounds. You can just focus on like performing, projecting emotion, making it enjoyable for yourself and the audience. But with the studio, it's like you have to think, and then it kind of like you're like, oh, now I'm like actually present. So you have to like focus on
Control, I guess.
yeah, controlling like your own thoughts, and then like nailing like the sound that you want. But it's a good pressure because like the nerves of it like get jittery, and then you can get into it, and then like as you like go through like take after take, it gets easier to the point where it just like kind of flows.
Ben, can you comment on the growth and development of students who participate in the program?
Freddie. Nah, but everyone, like actually everyone, like just getting up and performing in a really controlled environment where you can hear yourself in your headphones for probably the first time, or every young person from Playford had that initial, I don't want to do this, I don't like this. Of course I want to play my instrument, but it's also terrifying with the added pressure of like my entire peer group's watching me. When I say entire, the 10 or so people that are there. So adding to that, like it's a pressure cooker, but everyone overcame that. So the first lot of tracking we did was like we did drums first, then we did bass, and then we did guitar, and then we did keys, and then we did vocals. And so everyone got a go, but it was very like focused on them, you know? And then the last song that we did, we just tracked all together. You know, but by the point everyone was just tracking together, everyone was like, oh yeah, I've been in the studio, I know what I'm doing. Like, yeah, no, there wasn't even a thought about like, am I going to mess it up? Do I want to or not want to do it? And just sort of seeing that, what's the curve called? Exponential. It's like exponential growth in over a 10-week period. It's so fun to watch.
Okay. Ms. Miltonoff, final question for you. Throughout the Soundstream program this year, what has been your highlight from a teacher's perspective?
I think, Ben just covered a lot of that. It's the growth. It's watching the light bulbs go off for them. And we'd start every session with Ben and Will kind of asking everyone, what do you remember from last week? So a bit of that reflection. And then at the end, we'd always close with the same thing. And some of the responses were so insightful. Like it was clear that whether it be learning about different like mic placement or mic choice and how we do it, there was all different takes on that. And that's the other amazing thing is the arts are so, I suppose, subjective in that you make your choices, and that's okay. Like it doesn't, we might not agree that, you know, using a AKGC 414 is right for vocals. We use our ears though, and then we kind of talk about it together, and it was so collaborative in that we would kind of, the students would make the decisions. And it was even like a bit of a free-for-all on the mixing desk at times where Ben would say, try it. I'm not going to tell you what the, industry standard approach is, because it's all about using your ears and working together, and that was the beauty of it for me. And so what we've got now is this takeaway where we've taken all the recordings back to school. Everyone's doing their own mixes of the songs and learning that, and they're going to be different, and we celebrate that. And then they can also go and look at the mix that we did here at NSS and go, okay, well, why was that different? And really unpack that. So I think the learning continues from here, and that's super exciting, and that's something that more students will benefit from because we've got these amazing recordings. And I think, just overall, it's been a really valuable experience.
Thank you for joining me for this interview. It's been wonderful talking to you. And it's also been wonderful learning about this program and what it has to offer.